The day was October 1st, 2023. It was a Sunday, and like all other Sundays, I had the day off, and I ended up spending a good chunk of the day wondering what I wanted to do for my next video. I ended up not being able to find an answer to this question, so I gave myself the rest of the day off and decided to hop on some Stormworks. Now, I didn't know how to build in anything at the time, but I'm very good at spawning in other people's creations and fucking shit up. So that's what I decided to do. And I did so while having a little bit of the alcohols. And before you know it, I got tired and went to bed. And woke up the next morning to find out that I had sent my best friend 2 pictures of trucks that I built in this game that, as stated previously, I had no idea how to build it. And when I got back in the game, I found that I did know how to build suddenly, which just made me ask the question, do I learn better when drunk? To figure this out, I decided to do a test in the same game that sparked this journey. While sober, I'll build a plane and a laser-guided missile system, and when drunk, I'll construct a boat and a radar turret. This way, I'm getting both a vehicle component and a data manipulation component for both sides sober and drunk. And for those of you saying, that's dumb, planes are harder to make than boats. No, they're fucking not. They are more precise to make than boats. I've made planes in just about every game that I own that allows any type of building whatsoever. And I've never successfully made a boat. So if anything, sober me getting the plane is the easier task, oddly enough. The vehicle section, making a plane sober and a boat drunk, went really smooth. The plane from first block's place to sustained flight was 33 minutes and 7 seconds. Whereas the drunk boat from the first block's place to the first stable sailing was about 30 minutes and 46 seconds, which isn't too surprising. I didn't run into any difficulty with either, and every issue I had immediately was corrected on the next iteration of the craft. And now for the difficult stuff, a laser-guided missile system and a radar turret. The laser-guided missile system was done in just under 2 hours, maybe like an hour 57, something like that. The radar-guided system nearly gave me an aneurysm. It turns out the game does weird shit, and drunk me, not even sober me, could figure it out. So for each of these, for some context, in case I haven't put it in the video, I gave a 2-hour limit on each project, just to make sure that, you're given a fair amount of time. Drunk me could not get it within 2 hours, and sober me over the next 3 fucking days could not get it to work. So, I did what any rational person would do, and I posted on Reddit talking about my dismay, and I was told something that A, should be in the game as a tooltip, and B, something that should have been obvious both to drunk and sober me. Each logic gate takes 1 tick to process. So, for example, if you, are trying to save a memory cell, and your signal isn't getting through properly, what you can do is you can put in a random logic gate to delay the onset of a clearing signal in order to make it work properly. Well then, with this revelation, I was able to get something working, kind of. It's not great, but it's decently close. And it does, in fact, aim a camera at a target, which is kind of what I wanted. It's not the most precise thing in the world, but I'll count that as a victory. After all was said and done, the question of do I learn better drunk was answered not by the study, but after some reflection of what happened during the study, and it's kind of obvious. No, I don't learn better drunk. I don't learn worse when I'm drunk. I might be a little less precise, or maybe slightly more prone to mistakes when I do in action, but as far as grasping new concepts, I'm the same whether sober or drunk. The real reason why on October 1st, 2023, I learned the Stormworks building and pipe system overnight, literally overnight, is because when I'm sober, I like to think about if I would enjoy doing a task, or what it might be to do that task. But when you're drunk, you just go, fuck it. What's the worst that could happen? And go with it. This is pretty obvious at the outset of this trial because when you go into a bar and you talk to the really creepy guy in the corner, he didn't just start saying bad shit and saying things out of nowhere, right? He just stopped thinking about the implications of what he was saying. But he was always thinking about saying them. Or at least, that's my perspective.